Hi guys, my name is Meats. This is going to be a review for the 100 Positron blaster gun for Astray. Or actually, as many of us are familiar with it, it's called the Lohengrin launcher for the blue frame. And this is for the 100 scale or your master grade. And actually, this is kind of based off a resin kit. And it's a third party. It's not an actual Bandai kit, but it's the plastic version that just came out. I got mine from Samuel Decals. And I'll put the link down below. Well, the best way to contact him is through the email, but he has a Facebook page and he usually posts new items, and this is one of them, so check that out. So first off, I just want to show my resin kit that I bought. I can't remember where I got it from, and it's actually kind of hard to find one lately. So I managed to paint mine. Here it is. It actually makes a good Attack on Titan's team, since the Lohengrin launcher, when you have it on the side, kind of like the 3D maneuver gear. Hence I'm having him hold the katana from the red frame. So this is really cool. Actually, the blaster here, or the cannons, actually retracts. Unfortunately, for the resin kit, if you do that, it will scrape up the paint, especially on how mine is it's hand painted, so I have a little bit of difficulty retracting them, and I usually just leave it extended as it is. And plus, combining it to look like that, having holding it over, on the shoulder is another issue. Again, being heavy. But I'm really happy that they came out with a plastic kit, and hence why I got it. It could actually, I might just swap it out with what I have, and there we go. Although there's one issue that probably a lot of you will ask, is it like the fully complete version of the resin kit? It's actually not. You do have the two blaster cannons that you can combine for the Lohengrin launcher. Unfortunately, you don't get this back part here. I'm not sure why they didn't include it. It just doesn't make sense. Why didn't they do that? So that's just a heads up right now. I have to take a look. Maybe they have added like a side skirt attachment. There are magnets on this. We're gonna take a look. So let me remove my blue frame. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's take a look inside. So we have the instructions here. Tells you how it's built, and you get the magnets. There's actually a total of 8 cylinders, one of which I'm very familiar with. I use this small magnets, and you get the bigger ones. And I believe that's used for the interlocking of the launcher. So you get basically 2 of the same trees, I believe. One for the left, one for the right. And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. Actually, no, they're not two. They're actually 2 different trees, but yeah, just on the side. Quickly looking at this, I don't see any way. Trying to look. These 2 parts here might be connected on the skirt somehow, but I have to assemble it and see how it turns out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, I partially assembled this. Just need to put the magnets. It's actually looking good so far. I already put the 2 big magnets, and actually I'm missing some the little magnets. Already put the ones on top here. Just need to do the ones down here. To do so, it's actually easier if you use a flat screwdriver. Put the magnet there and just kind of work with the same polarity, and so as you can see, like that. And I'm gonna put this right here. Just push it in. Oops. And it's still there. All done. Here we go. Alright, it's all flushed. And now, again, with the polarity, just be careful when you're putting on the other side that you don't put the reverse one, or north should go with south and not north to north. It's not gonna work. So I just usually put the other magnet there and push this in. I'll put the dimensions. Basically, I buy a lot of these. This is my favorite magnet. I have, as you can see, I buy like 200 pieces of this. This is great for modding, and this is 1.5 millimeters by 3 millimeter in diameter. So the width, this neodymium magnets, they're disc, and again the dimensions by diameter is 3 millimeters, and the width is 1.5. And I'll put the link down below. Actually, a good friend or a fellow member actually posted a site for the magnets, and I'll just share that link down below. So you can use that, and it locks in place. To be honest, you don't really need that magnet there. It actually locks in place just with friction. It helps. Same thing with this. You don't really need the magnets here when you're combining it with this guy here. Because you have tabs here that locks in place, and you have that middle part there. There's actually 3 pegs. You might have to trim down the inside part of this because this is a little bigger. It doesn't really go in well. So there's a slit here, there's that peg, and you just push it in together like so. Oops. I get the magnet there. Huh. Alright, so let me do it again. So it basically interlocks, and you just gotta squish this here in the middle. You get a little bit of gaps here and there, but that should be fine. And yeah. And then just put this on right here. Actually, if you get the resin piece, there's a yellow wire that sticks out here and goes on the backpack here. Kind of like what I have there. I can't remember where I put the yellow cables. And this one goes here on the side. And this doesn't seem to go in there. There we go. And that basically it for the Lohengrin launcher. Awesome, just the way the resin is. In terms of details, I think the resin has a little bit more detail as compared to the plastic version, but more or less it's the same. I did have a little bit of issues, like you can see there's a little bit of plastic got heated a little bit too much, but can't really expect much from. But I mean, overall, building this is easy. You might have to trim a little bit of the pegs or the peg holes, but not otherwise. It's quite easy to build, no problems. Everything just fits. Interlock. Now the big question is, how are you gonna put this on the waist since you don't have this backpack here? So I added this too, which I might have to grab my red frame. Now this kind of goes on the skirt, I believe, on the side. This is actually similar to this part right here. Let's see, this one. It's actually that part there with a little bit more details, but they seem to just chop it off. I don't see why they could have added that. And looking at the tray, I was actually just looking here, maybe they could have added here somewhere. Actually, I think this is the only gap, so it's not gonna fit. And since they have a small packaging, maybe that is one of the reasons why they opt out not adding that, but would have been great. So now, going back to this, so that is where the hole comes in. There's actually a small peg there, and you just peg it in like so. I'm not gonna push it all the way in. Oh, I'm just afraid the peg will break. The small peg. But you kind of get the idea. That's it holds there. Then you grab one of them. I think maybe this one here. And it has an octagon shape, and you just peg in like so. And you put it on the side skirt, I think, which I'm gonna try now. So I have my red frame here. It's basically the same thing as the blue frame, and we're gonna take this out. So we have a poly cap there, and I'm just gonna give this a shot. Oh. And there you go. It actually works out. It's just on the side skirt. Pretty nice. And actually this kind of gives you an option if you still want to put the, well, if you have the tactical arms. Right, so managed to put everything together, and as you can see, having it mount on the side skirt as opposed to the backpack. Again, on the wrestling kit, if you can get this, you can still see the side skirt is still connected. So all the connections are part of that big back skirt connection right there. But for this one, you just swap out the side skirts, and it works out really well. And you can mount your tactical arms or in the Delta form. And to be honest, I actually like it the way it is right now. Although at first, like, oh, they don't have the back skirt, but it actually kind of makes sense now why they opted out. It kind of gives you that option to put your tactical arms there if you wish to. But yeah, that's really nice of them to do that. So again, you just take this out. Oops. That might be another thing I might do. I kind of wish you just use a magnet. Well, although I'm not sure if you start using magnets on everything, it's gonna work out. So this peg might, it's a big peg. I don't think it's gonna break anytime soon, but just something to be wary of. Yeah, so there we go. Let's do another shot where the blue frame is holding it with another Lohengrin launcher. Alright, I just decided to just go with the red frame since I already have him out. And he can hold it. It's a little tricky to hold it since you only really have the right arm supporting all of that weight. And you're gonna have a balance issue. Helps if you have the tactical arms on the back. As you can see, kind of gives it a good balance, because all of this cannon, the cannon is leaning forward, and you have the delta tactical arms on the back, and counterweighting, giving the counter support, and that actually works pretty well. Yep. And there you go. Again, the plastic kit, it's a lot better than the resin in terms of being more lightweight. And just overall, when you're transforming it, just overall, in my opinion, plastic kits, a plastic version is a lot better. And the other thing I just want to point out again, if you only have the 4 small magnets, it's okay. You don't really need those magnets. Again, friction will hold it. Otherwise, with those 4, just put 2 on each side of the cannon, you don't have to put it on the other side as long as you have one connection. I think it should hold. So that's that. Otherwise, I'll put the link down below again if you want to buy more magnets. I would suggest buy 100 of them, because more than often the shipping is going to be X amount of money already. You might as well buy a lot of them, and it goes a long way with your when you're adding or modding your kits. It helps a lot, and yeah, there's just a lot of uses for them. Right, so that's that. Otherwise, that's it for my review. Again, I got this from Samuel Decals. He's a great guy, a go-to guy if you want to get the decals or water slide decals for your mold kits. Otherwise, he also sells third-party plastic kits such as this, as well as actually he also sells exclusives, which actually whatever he can get a hold of. Just always check out his Facebook for upcoming or pre-orders, and just a really nice guy. I just sent him an email, and it's a very smooth transaction. Yep, there we go. That is for the review. If you have any questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thank you for watching.